Hello, guys, and welcome to Cricket Caviar. Today we are going to discuss about the Champions Trophy squad. Pratik, मेरा ये मानना है कि this is the same 11 as the World Cup team. The same 11 is going to play. Of course, Hardik is probably going to play instead of one of the fast bowlers. But overall, it's the same 11, and I'm not a big fan of this because there is no change coming. There are no risky moves taken by selectors, and we have seen that our batting, what happens in ODI cricket when we bat first on tricky pitches or when we have to chase big targets. We have seen what happened in Sri Lanka, but so we played so very few ODI games, and that has led to absolutely no data or no insights being available कि हमने same team फिर से pick कर लिया है, and I feel it's the same road that we have taken to failure again because our ODI team has been a failure. Let's accept it. Yes, you can tell me that we won 11 matches or 10 matches, but we didn't win that tournament, which was at home, which was having all our favorable venues. We didn't win that tournament. So, of course, I was looking for at least few changes to give some X factor players in who can make an impact, who have also had good records. But unfortunately, some of the X factor players actually got dropped, and the same squad has been continued. And of course, बहुत लोग खुश होंगे कि बुमराह आ गया है वापस. Bumrah is back, but we don't know whether he'll be playing the tournament. Same goes for Mohammad Shami. So I'm surprised that there is no backup pacer taken for this squad. Of course, someone will be traveling, like Harshit Rana may travel, and apart from that, obviously very disappointed with Sanju Samson missing the selection just because we are so self-absorbed in our processes and our disciplinary processes which we apply to specific individuals as we like to do. Um, and yeah, man, I'm quite gutted for him because ये हमेशा उसके साथ होता है जब वो ओडीआई का सीजन आता है तब वो T20 स्क्वाड में परमानेंट होता है. अभी बोल रहे हैं T20 स्क्वाड में परमानेंट है, बट आई एम श्योर व्हेन द T20 वर्ल्ड कप कम्स इन, सो वहां पे दे विल अगेन स्टार्ट फेवरिंग ऋषभ पंत और who have not done anything significant despite being given a very very long rope in white ball cricket. Same goes for KL Rahul. I don't think KL Rahul can chase those big targets. He can chase 190 to 200 targets like we have seen in Chennai, but I don't think Jadeja again. I don't think he is a batter that we need lower down the order. We should have. I'm happy with Aksar's selection. That is one big positive news. Washington Sundar, I don't think he's going to play. Yashasvi Jaiswal just selected for the namesake. He's not going to play, and Baki the players who will not play will be, I think Arshdeep will not be playing, and one more seamer also will not be playing. So that's my assessment. We'll move to.
Yeah. You directly killed it, Shikhar. I mean, no half measures there, directly attacking. But yeah, I will come back to so many discussion points that you quickly mentioned. I think we'll discuss those things in detail. But let's quickly look at the squad before we do that. So Rohit Sharma, obviously captain. Virat Kohli, the senior player, ODI legend, is there. Shubman Gill, vice captain. This will be a talking point. Why is he still vice captain after not showing any form in any of the other formats that he's playing? Then Shreyas Iyer has been back because of his World Cup performance, his good selection. KL Rahul again, not sure like if he was deserving. Rishabh Pant again, I think he just gets a sympathy factor since the time he's come back from the injury. Hardik Pandya, sure, I mean a good prospect, but then why did you take Nitish Kumar Reddy to Australia, play him all the matches and not backing him here? So again, a good talking point. Jadeja, I mean, in this format, if you have Akshar Patel, you're taking exactly like to like format because this is not a tournament where you're able to take 18 players. You're only able to take 15 players, and then you still went with Jadeja and Akshar. Again, baffling to me. Washington's in the good selection, but like you said, hardly will get a game. Kuldeep Yadav, I'm glad he's recognized here. Jasprit Bumrah, again, I don't think it was necessary to play him here, but I mean, if he's somehow able to play, then yeah, obviously India needs him. Mohammad Shami, again, the fitness issue is there. We all know, and then Arshdeep Singh. So you're absolutely right. There are three pacers, but two of them are not. We're not sure about their fitness. So this can be a very big problem. Yeah. Now we can dive into those topics that we wanted to discuss.
Karthik, I would like to get your
Yeah.
views.
Let's get their views. Yeah,
About.
Karthik and Manisha. Correct.
Hey, thank you guys. No. I'm sure this is going to be an explosive discussion. I've seen that there is already reference, Pratik, to attack from Shikhar's end, and there will be defense from my end today. So be prepared for that. But no, I think we've touched on. I think one thing we have to keep in mind while we analyze squad selection or analyze anything in cricket is, hey, for a minute, I think we have to put emotions aside because that's what selectors do. I don't think they pick on emotion. Now, I'll come point by point. It's not a rebuttal, it's just an explanation to what may have gone through the selector's mind. I am not the selector. So, me defending the selector means I'm only potentially looking into explanations and whether they're valid enough. Now, firstly, Indian white ball cricket has tremendous depth. I mean, if you name one player that has not been picked in the squad, I will name four others that have not been picked in the same squad. So, white ball cricket, we have tremendous depth. Now, coming to every point that Shikhar raised, the first thing I will pick is the obvious Sanju Samson one. I think, firstly, let's be very clear. Sanju Samson would have been and should have been considered for selection as one of the two wicket keepers, right? That's how we see this. And now, who are the two wicket keepers that have been picked? A, obviously, incumbent KL Rahul, who played the ODI World Cup. B, Rishabh Pant. So now the big question, obviously, in everybody's mind is, hey, Rishabh Pant has not been a success in ODI cricket, and how can essentially Sanju Samson be ignored, being a better, I mean, statistically better ODI batsman, right? So let's dive into some of the reasons that may have gone through the minds of these guys, right? One, quickly, the big one. I think he was not considered. I've sent a link. He was not considered for disciplinary reasons by Kerala Cricket Association.
Hmm.
I will quote the Kerala Cricket Association president. It is not me or it is not someone else that are assuming things here. I think we have to quote in such instances.
Hmm.
I've sent a link with quotations. Number one, Sanju Samson cannot play for Kerala as and when he likes to. Cannot be available
Hmm.
when he likes to. First quote. Second quote.
Hmm.
He was not picked for the Vijay Hazare squad because he left a one-liner text message stating that he will not be part of the preparatory 30-man camp for the Kerala Cricket Association. These are two quotes that have come
Hmm.
through, right? Now, there is no debating whether it is fact or not fact. Now, what's the backstory that's been built up here? The guy goes on one tour to South Africa, barely a month, not even a month, I guess, with three T20s, three ODIs, comes back and decides not to be part of the camp and instead vacation with family. This vacation with family, I might add, is what has been built up in the media. Now, whether this is exactly true or maybe there is some other
Hmm.
reason, we don't know, right? But this is what has come out in the reports that he want to take a break and vacation with family, right? Now, this, if all reports are saying this, I think there's some semblance of truth about this,
But
and
but
therefore,
Karthik, I'll just tell you one point. So the same rule was not applied last year. Same rule when before the Vijay Hazare Trophy last year was not applied. So
I'll come
there
down.
was
I'll
not
come to that as well.
it
I'll
was
come to
not
that as well.
explicitly stated that if you're not part of the camp you'll not be playing. So obviously he assumed that I'll be
So hang
playing
on.
the game.
This is not a rule, Shikhar. This
Hmm.
is not a rule. Okay. There is no rule here. Okay. First, let's
That's the
clear
problem.
that.
Hmm.
There is no rule. No,
It's an
it can't be a
interpretation.
problem. Hang on. I am a selector. My captain
Hmm.
of my Kerala Cricket Association team is Sanju Samson in white ball cricket. He is the captain of Kerala. He comes in. I will not be part of the preparatory camp. One line text message to the
Hmm.
Kerala Cricket Association. Now, I completely understand that there is a lot of water under the bridge as far as KCA and Sanju Samson are concerned for the last decade. For God's sake, I don't understand why he does not move to a different cricket association if he's so rightful in
Mm,
his place. So many people have
mm,
moved out, played somewhere else, proven their worth. Why has this guy not moved out, played somewhere else, proven his
Very good.
worth?
Very
If
good
it's
point.
the KCA at fault, he has all the options. For a
mm,
decade, this whole saga is going on. Yeah, if he's so right in his place, why
mm,
can't he just move out and prove himself? Nobody is stopping him from moving.
Many state teams would be yeah eager to
Many
select him.
states,
Yeah.
dude, Hyderabad will gobble him up,
Mm.
and he will probably make them win a lot more than they are. There, everybody will
mm.
gobble him up.
This is a very
Why
good
is he
point.
not
This is
moving?
Sanju's fault actually in this case. Yeah.
So hang on, that is one bit. Now coming to the rule bit, dude, how can you have a rule where you don't expect somebody to, not miss the camp? It is meant for everyone. If you have a valid reason, yes. See, if I
But
am
I think
Virat
there was
Kohli
valid
also,
reason, Karthik,
forget
because
about this.
he
If
had a
I'm Virat
Bangladesh
Kohli
series,
also,
he had a South Africa series, yeah,
no,
and he
dude,
traveled to
that's not
T20.
valid.
He traveled to West Indies. He was part of T20 World Cup squad. He sat there for a month without any cricket. So
Dude,
he
sitting
traveled a
there,
lot more than other Kerala players would do. He was
I am
with the
sorry.
team. Yeah,
I
he
am
has sat
sorry.
out. He has been confused. He has been given that mental, this thing that you are good enough to be in the squad, but you'll never make the final 11 or the final World Cup squad ever. So
So,
I mean, I mean, and other reasons may be religious also, that why he took that break during that time. But I think if a player is asking you for a break, if an Indian player asks you, so you don't give that much, you don't apply all this disciplinary process to that other player
so
who
let's
is a permanent part of the squad. But here
no,
you
let's
needed to
take
apply
that.
all. And what has Kerala cricket done? How many players have come out from
Oh,
Kerala who have played international
no,
cricket?
this is such a ridiculous. This is, I am sorry, Shikhar. This is a ridiculous thing. That means, how much has Haryana done that Kapil Dev has been produced? Dude, what has
Haryana
Haryana
was a
done?
superb team. Haryana was a superb team in the
No, no,
80s.
I'm
We
saying
are saying,
recent times, Kapil Dev was produced, right? Haryana has not done anything. Then don't
but
consider
Haryana
players.
made finals. They played
Dude, there is no.
Mumbai in the finals that
I
time.
don't understand the
What final has
logic.
Kerala made? Have they made
Does
any
okay,
final of any
Hyderabad,
trophy?
example of Hyderabad, dude. Hyderabad, VVS Lakshman, Mohammad Azharuddin, Mohammad Siraj. Today, Tilak Verma. Today, obviously part of the squad earlier was
Siraj.
Hanuma Vihari.
Siraj.
Today there are a couple more. Nitish Kumar Reddy.
Siraj.
Hang on. You cannot say that because your state team has not won anything, they are not of importance to you. They have been the reason why you have made it to the Indian team, whether or not they have performed or not. If there was no Kerala Cricket Association, I would actually bet that Sanju Samson would not be anywhere near the Indian team. Okay? They've obviously brought him up. ऐसी बात नहीं होती. Then only Bombay, Delhi, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, not even Tamil Nadu. On just titles one, you can pick
Bombay is
handful
a
of five
great cricket
domestic teams.
association. Bombay supports Prithvi Shaw even when he fell out of the
I'm
disciplinary
sorry, he is not
reasons.
supported. He is not
He's
supported. He's
he's
backed his
in,
numbers. The list
he's,
average of Sanju Samson today is 33. You cannot get away from that. Yes, if he was averaging 120 or even 50 or even 60, better than a Sachin baby, better than a youngster coming through, Mohammad Azharuddin from Kerala, the new Azharuddin. Whoever, I agree. Sanju Samson has got himself to be blamed for two reasons. Number one, I am not judging whether he is right or KCA is right. I have told you before. If he thinks he is right in his place, he has other options to exercise. He has every single option to exercise. Dhruv Shore today does not play for Delhi. Okay, Karun Nair today does not play for Karnataka. He's gotten recognition from the selectors. Yes, he's not been picked, and we'll come to that as well.
yeah.
But he has gotten recognition from the
Yeah,
selectors.
That's so much
Good.
for domestic cricket.
I think
Now, oh yeah, so much
Especially
for,
what you
dude.
do to
Tell me
Karun
one
Nair.
thing. Tell me one thing. Okay, you're so obsessed about winning ICC trophy and winning 11 out of 11 matches to have won the trophy. Only that is a success. Now tell me this. Australia, if dew was not such a factor, why did Australia lose the first game of the World Cup? What brought Australia to on its knees against Afghanistan? You're such a big fan of Australia, right? They were bloody on their knees when an injured Glenn Maxwell was also able to bat when the dew came in. All of us know what happened in those games. Okay. Now, if you ignore Dew completely and you say, okay, whatever is the situation, you have to win. I agree. Then put the same rule to Australia. When they were not against the Dew, they lost horribly.
No,
Similar situation,
I think, guys, we're losing
right?
the point now. We have to discuss the
no,
selection
no.
team.
The
Yeah.
squad, the
Yeah,
squad.
we'll
I'm
we'll
sorry.
have
Yeah, we'll
this
move to the
discussion.
next
But
name.
I
I think
saw
Yeah.
that
Sanju
game
is.
live, Karthik. I saw that game live, Karthik. Glenn Maxwell. Of course, there was Dew, but there was also a lot of
Heavy
breeze,
Dew.
which allowed Naveen Ulhaq to get
That
those
was
top
before
order
the
wickets
Dew.
of
Before the
Afghanistan.
Dew, Afghanistan
So so it
dominated.
so
Before.
conditions
Okay.
helped
Let's
Afghanistan also.
Conditions helped India as well. 51 for 3. They helped Australia as well. 3 for 5 India
let's go back to
in the
Karthik's
second
point.
innings.
He mentioned Karun Nair's name. So Sachin
Karun
tweeted
Nair.
about this guy and he's still not
Yes.
selected. How
Yes.
can we explain this? Like 752 runs in
Yes.
seven matches.
So I think again, you just go back to the, I think the quote from Ajit Agarkar. Let's not take any other reports and rubbish reports that come these days. I think from the horse's mouth, it has been spoken. Number one, it's an insane performance. To average 752 at any level of domestic cricket in any country is insane.
Hmm.
Okay, and that has been recognized. Now, the
Now
only
it's
concern here
779.
is,
It's
hmm?
779 now. Now it's
Yeah,
779. He added
no,
So
26
he's
it's
been
more.
not
dismissed twice. It
recognized.
won't be 779. He's been dismissed twice now. So you'll have to, now it will be
Yeah,
somewhere in
average.
300, 400.
390.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, we are not
Right.
talking about numbers here. Numbers, the key thing is he scored a
Hmm.
lot of runs without being dismissed against quality attacks.
Hmm.
And if you look at his performances, I watched him live. I think he looks every bit the part. I think he looks amazing,
Hmm.
even
And
at the
he's
age of
playing aggressive
32.
also in the last innings.
Absolutely.
88. Yeah.
Absolutely. 100% agree. Now, the only reason that I see that he's not been picked in the squad, you have how many specialist batters? You have the top four. You have one more batsman in backup in Yashasvi Jaiswal. You have picked only five specialist batters for
You
this
will never
tournament.
have space if you keep picking the same guys. No, so you will never have space. You
No,
have to take a call on some of
No, no,
these
no. On
exceptional
what basis? Who
performances.
would you drop, Shikhar? Tell me, who
Jadeja.
would you drop?
Let's just
Don't
drop
tell me things
Jadeja.
like this.
Let's just
I
drop
can drop
Jadeja.
Yes.
Jadeja. I
So
can
I'm
drop
coming
Gill.
to that point.
This
Yes,
this is a
I
team
think
who lost 3-0 to Sri Lanka. You can drop the entire team. People have, I mean, other in history teams have been dropped for that kind of performance. So
really
I
nobody has
mean,
lost to Sri Lanka in Sri Lanka before, has it?
India lost
Wonderful.
after 27 years. In 27
So
years,
we should
history we
not
lost
lose
first
up till
time.
87 years, is your point.
So today morning I was I had the similar question like why is Gill the vice captain? That clearly means Yashasvi is not going to start. And this tournament actually team is only going to play 5 matches, 3 matches, league matches, and then semi-final and final. So that means if Gill plays a decent 50 knock in the first match, he's going to play all the 5 matches. Yashasvi is not going to
So,
get his chance. So
so
for this,
here's the
Abhinav was
thing.
saying that Gill has averaging 60 in the ODIs since 2023. I'm like, what stat
Yes.
are you giving me? Because 2024 only one ODI series happened.
Arre, that 2023, only January, 1 month of January, Shubman Gill was superb. He
He was
scored that
bashing
double
winners.
hundred
He was
versus.
scoring 200s, and that too, all the matches were happening in India because the World Cup was going to be in
Yeah,
India.
he was smashing Michael Bracewell and
And Gill has declined
company.
a lot since 2023
So,
to 2025. He has declined a lot. We have seen his
so,
in all the three formats and IPL. We have seen his decline in the IPL as well.
so I think coming to uh, one by one, let's close Karun Nair. I think Karun Nair certainly deserves a place very soon. I think I was
Yeah,
discussing this with
Karthik, I'm
Shikhar
just
in the
saying like
other.
spin options. You have
But
Kuldeep,
but
Aksar,
he'll never be getting in.
Washington.
With this
These
No, no,
guys
kind
were
of
enough.
approach, he'll never
Jadeja
be
ki
getting
jagah,
in.
you could have taken Karun Nair. Karun Nair
no,
would have come in a game where you wanted to play an extra batter maybe.
no. My only point is, I think when Jadeja is dropped in that setup, given that you have wicketkeeper batsmen who are already part of the setup and all rounders who you cannot replace with Karun Nair,
Yeah.
the only replacement for Jadeja was not going to be a batsman. It was going to be a bowler or another all-rounder. And I agree with you
Hmm.
that I've agreed with 14 of the 15 selections. I've not agreed with
See,
Jadeja.
15 is a small number. You already have three spin bowling all-rounders. There was no need for three of them. Maybe two was enough.
Exactly. I agree with you. But my only
Yeah,
thing is
I
Karun
agree with
Nair
that.
is not his replacement. I completely agree. Jadeja has not warranted a place by way of his performance for several years in ODI cricket.
Hmm.
Right? Now, Varun Chakravarti would have been an option that would give you X factor,
Yeah.
who could have been
Absolutely.
different from the routine spinners. He was my pick
Hmm.
ahead of Jadeja in my 15.
Hmm.
Everybody
Hmm.
else, I think Karun Nair doesn't
Definitely.
replace Jadeja, like for like. That's not what you look for, because you got wicketkeeper batsman, you got all-rounder batsman,
Yeah.
you got the batsman itself. So you don't need another batsman. You have to replace a batsman with a batsman there. Now, who you have not got is X-factor bowler, especially since you mentioned Bumrah and
I
some
mean, Kuldeep is there.
uncertainty.
Kuldeep is also an X-factor bowler.
So my only question with Kuldeep is his ODI record doesn't speak volumes in the last couple of years, and due to injuries, due to a lot of reasons. So I see that he has been backed on confidence. Varun Chakravarti has performed.
Yeah.
Kuldeep has only gotten fit like couple of days ago. Like he's not played any white ball cricket for a long time,
That's the point.
and
Yeah.
he's not done anything of note. He played Duleep Trophy before this, and he got smacked. Okay, he got smacked. He didn't look like India's number one spinner. Okay, but I agree. I mean that's where I come to the other point. We'll discuss Kuldeep Yadav, but your next point about uh, Jadeja,
Now, one thing is
whether
concerning me, like how many players are coming off hot, right? Very few, because Gill is not in form, Rohit is not in form, Virat is not in form. Then Shami is coming out of after injury. So Kuldeep is coming out of
But what
injury.
about Mohammad Siraj? Why was he left out? That
yes, these
also,
I
are
think
valid points. So I would talk on 2-3 valid points. One, Jadeja,
and
we've already.
Mohammad Siraj is the guy who
Mohammad
absolutely
Siraj.
stormed that World Cup and also the Asia Cup.
Mohammad
He
Siraj.
In fact, I thought it was
Miss.
the biggest blunder not to bowl Mohammad Siraj first up in that final, and he was made the first change bowler just because India were desperate to get the early wickets. They bowled Mohammad
So
Shami,
Siraj, I'm
who
not sure
was
if
bowling.
Arshdeep has been rewarded or Siraj has been demoted after, average
So my
performance.
only, yeah, exactly my question, my point comes here. We have picked three seamers again, like for like. If you decide
But
between,
Bumrah is actually a very big risk. Like he's picked just for a wish list. I still
I'll come through. No, not really. If you listen to the press conference fully, Bumrah is fully expected to be fit.
okay.
And in fact, even for the third, potentially second or third ODI against England, he's
Third
not been
ODI.
picked only for Champions Trophy.
Third
If you
ODI.
see closely, Harshit Rana, again, people are shouting about Harshit Rana. Sorry, Harshit Rana is not part of the squad for the Champions Trophy.
Only part of the
Harshit
England
Rana is part of the
ODI.
squad for the England ODI series because Bumrah may not be available for ODI 1 and ODI 2.
And Siraj is not
Potentially.
even part of the England India ODI squad,
That's
right?
what I'm coming to. That's what I'm coming to. I think if you're discussing ODI series selection of England, Siraj absolutely should have been there.
Yes, 100%.
But Champions Trophy, you're only picking three fast bowlers.
Yeah.
Okay. For these conditions with Hardik Pandya the fourth. Now, if I have to pick honestly between Arshdeep Singh, Mohammad Shami, Bumrah is an automatic selection. So Arshdeep Singh, Mohammad Shami, and Mohammad Siraj. Two out of those three. I would pick the exact two that were picked in the Champions Trophy. Reason being, and Rohit Sharma alluded to that in the press conference. They've explained this selection. Arshdeep Singh has played 60 T20 international, highest wicket taker in the last three ICC World Tournaments, in Asia Cup, in T20 World Cup, and in the recent T20 World Cup. Again,
But only 8 ODI games. He has played only 8 ODI games. So that's the
yes.
sample
Now,
size. You have made an
hang on.
exception for that kind of sample size. 8 matches,
Because he's an
57
exceptional
overs.
talent.
He
Now
is.
I'm coming to
Oh,
I'm
now
coming to
it's
the
an
actual
So he
exceptional
reason.
should
talent.
even be considered for test matches. Shikhar, you
No,
have
no,
said
Now
hang
that.
on.
it's an
He will be.
Shikhar,
He
exceptional
you
will
have
talent.
be.
said that for his left
Hang
arm.
on. Tell me one thing. There is this also. Now I'll come to the explanation officially given by Rohit Sharma. He
Yeah,
is looking
I
for
know
a
it's a left
bowler.
arm angle. It's a left arm angle thing.
Not just left arm angle. Not just left arm angle. He said we need, when we are picking only three fast bowlers, we need three fast bowlers who can make an impact at all three phases of the game. The new ball, the middle overs, the end stages. Now, I am coming with a argument that actually is only in favor of the end stages. I think new ball, middle overs, there's nothing much to choose between Siraj and Arshdeep. Where Arshdeep scores and Shami scores over Siraj. And I'll come back
Death
to
bowling.
Shami, his
Death bowling.
fitness.
Yeah.
Right? Where these two score is death bowling, Siraj gets hammered in the death.
Yeah.
Absolutely hammered. The reason why he's not picked by Royal Challengers Bangalore. Okay, very reason. He cannot bowl Yorkers, slower balls, or any of those variety deliveries later. So when you're picking only three quicks, you need all three to cover all bases, which Siraj doesn't. So there is a explanation, and not just And when I come to exceptional talent, Shikhar, I am saying exceptional talent. If you have chosen to pick someone instead of Siraj, Arshdeep is the number one name in that list. And you have already chosen
fully
to pick
support.
someone.
I fully support Arshdeep's selection. I was in fact calling,
Then
begging for
who do you
Arshdeep
Yeah,
drop?
he's
selection
big
Then
time
sorry,
in
then
fan.
who
ODI
do you
World Cup
drop for
He's just
2020.
Siraj?
surprised about
Then who do
Siraj.
you drop for Siraj? Who do you drop for Siraj? Give me one answer, right?
No, I am not saying Siraj. I think Siraj should have been part of the 15. I would have dropped Jadeja or
Who?
Washington Sundar. Washington Sundar, I don't think he's done anything very remarkable in ODI cricket till now. You're taking him. I'm a big fan of Washington
No,
Sundar,
but Washi
by the way.
wins the man of
But
the series every time, right? He plays. So
he's in T20. That's in T20. Again, we are mixing
No, I
formats.
agree, but
Washington.
from a game combination point of view, Siraj would never play in the 11. See, you are picking three fast
Mhm.
bowlers. If you want Siraj to play in the 11, see, Washi can play in the 11 as a number 8 batter. You don't have a number 8 batter in this team who can bowl 10 overs. He's the
yeah.
only guy. Okay.
We are only
Now,
lengthening
Siraj
our
can't
batting
play at
order.
number 8.
That
But yeah,
Dude,
because we are
Karthik,
so
number 8
afraid
I
of
is
our
think,
top order.
essential.
but it is surprising that Harshit Rana is picked over Siraj in that England ODI.
Now
That
coming
is
to the
weird.
ODI selection.
That
Now,
is
that is
definitely
where I
weird.
believe.
Yeah.
No, here is where I tend to agree with all these conspiracy theories. Okay. And some of us in
Sometimes
our
you need
own
to.
group. Here
Sometimes.
I tend to agree. See,
Yeah.
the whole problem here is I think somehow something's not right between Gambhir, Ajit, Agarkar, and Rohit Sharma. Somewhere I think they're trying to fit in their own quotas, and this is
Their own
absolute
favorite
rubbish.
players. Yeah.
Their own favorites. Dude, Harshit Rana, you picked him for the test squad for Australia. I completely understand. Yes, he has performed in the IPL and in Vijay Hazare in the past. I completely understand. But if you apply the same logic that you apply to incumbent batsmen in the team and that exceptionally performing domestic players don't make the cut,
Hmm.
then you have to apply the same record, same policy to incumbent bowlers in the team, right? And that's where I don't understand this selection in the England ODI series. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
coming to, I think when it comes to England ODI series, we'll not discuss too much about that because I
Yeah.
think
Let's
pretty much
not.
the
Let's
same
not. We
squad
have
has been
limited
picked.
time. Yeah.
Now, if we go to the next point, bone of contention, I think we've discussed Siraj, we've
I have
discussed
one question
Kuldeep.
actually.
I
I
want
want
to
to know.
discuss a few points. I'm sorry, Karthik, I'm
Yeah,
interrupting you, and I want to
yeah,
discuss a
go
few
ahead,
points.
please.
I
Please go
think
ahead.
too many all-rounders again lengthening our batting order. Like we have Akshar Patel, we have Washington Sundar, we have Ravindra Jadeja. All are going to play as number eights. So again, there I don't think. I think only one of them will play. If you have to play Kuldeep Yadav, which I think you
No,
should
no,
play
all
because
are
the
not
time.
going to play as number 8. I think two out of those three have to play. Now, only logic
Okay,
here is
let's
Hardik plays at
do
6.
Rohit Gill, Virat,
Ah,
Shreyas Iyer,
hmm.
KL Rahul is
KL
five.
Rahul. Hmm.
Six is
Hardik
Hardik
at
Pandya.
6. Yes.
Hardik at
Who's your
six.
number
Seven and
7?
eight. So seven will be Jadeja and eight will be Washington. That's what you're saying. Or Akshar Patel.
So I'm saying
Seven and
exactly.
eight will be
So
Akshar
either
Patel.
7 will be Akshar or Jadeja and
Hmm.
8 will be Washington Sundar.
Already
Okay.
you have this backup, so I don't think like
You have
you
a very
needed to
long
carry.
tail. If you don't have a number 8 batter, you have a very long tail. None
Huh.
of our bowlers bat.
Kuldeep
And in
also doesn't
50
bat
overs cricket,
technically. Yeah.
it's absolutely
Hmm.
important to have that. Okay.
So Kuldeep
And
into
we
fast
don't have
bowler.
the luxury, unfortunately, we don't have the luxury of an Australia or an England where both Pat Cummins, Mitchell Stark bat. Okay.
But
And
but our top
where
order sucks. That's why we always focus on
no,
these
no,
kind
it's
of things,
not
like
about
the
top
number
order
eight.
sucking. I think the whole logic here, Shikhar, is if you have to go hard, we want our top order to play aggressively. Here is the thing, right? Here is the oxymoron. So you have to pick one of them. If we have to play aggressively, right, at the top of the order, correct?
Hmm.
And we want to
Which
take
only
the
Rohit
bowling
does.
on, then
Hmm.
you need to have batting depth because you will lose wickets. Now you cannot say I will only pick 7 batters and then I will expect
Hmm.
everybody to go hammer and tongs and target 350 as a first inning score in case of Dew and so on. So see, there is a balance here that needs to be struck, and the
Yeah.
key here is Washington Sundar at number 8 is like Pratik rightly mentioned, is a rightful option who can bowl 10 overs when conditions help. When conditions don't help, he will keep things tight and not concede runs. While someone like Kuldeep will be your wicket taking option. So I don't understand. I understand the hue and cry over Jadeja because he's very similar to Akshar. If
No,
you're playing Akshar,
No, Jadeja is the root cause. I mean,
I
Jadeja is the root
understand.
cause because if he would have not been there, we would have picked Aksar and Washington. That would have been the ideal thing.
So
But
are we
because
all
now Jadeja
agreeing
is
on
included,
Jadeja? We are all agreeing on Jadeja. The one member out of
uh,
the 15 that should not have been part for a number of other
mm,
players. It could have been Varun Chakravarti. It could have been now what you said, Mohammad Siraj. It
Even
could
a
have
batter like
also
Karun Nair, yeah, so many options. Yeah.
mm,
batter like Karun Nair, like I said, doesn't fit in because you already have 8-9 batters. Like you have to also have
yeah,
bowlers, right?
One thing I want
So
to ask that the way you gave lineup, it's clear that 10 and 11 will be two fast bowlers. That
yes,
means in
absolutely.
no condition
mm.
you are asking Hardik Pandya to bowl 10 overs.
Yes,
No,
that is
Hardik
the reason why
will bowl.
Washington Sundar is playing. Because Hardik Pandya is not guaranteed 10 overs, right?
So
Mm.
He'll
Hardik Pandya
probably
is
only
only
bowl
going to
4 to
bowl
6
like maybe
overs.
couple of overs, like 3 to 5 overs, or maybe 6 overs on a good day.
6 overs,
Then why didn't
exactly.
you
I
invest
won't.
in a youngster like Nitish Kumar Reddy, if you, especially if you want to think about the future like 2027 World Cup?
Mm.
No, no, Champions Trophy. I'm not thinking about future. Yeah, I want to win the Champions Trophy. After the Champions Trophy is when I'm thinking 2027 World Cup. So there is no
Mm.
investment in future in Champions Trophy. Champions Trophy is here and now. Who wins
But
me?
I agree with Pratik. I mean, Nitish Kumar Reddy would have been a great risky selection if they would have actually done. I would have really appreciated. Like,
No, but
I
where would
really
have
like
he
his
have
game.
played in the 11? Would you have him replace Hardik Pandya? Because he cannot bowl 6 overs in ODI cricket.
No, but you
Red
don't
ball,
I
have
mean,
yes.
any
he can
explosive
bowl
player
six
at the
overs, right?
end.
He bowled
Actually,
6 overs in Test matches also. He can definitely
No, no,
bowl.
no. ODI cricket, you need defensive skills, which Hardik Pandya is much better at bowling
Mm.
than all of these guys.
yeah,
You can't
Hardik
have
Pandya
a.
is also
that is
not
true.
that
But
great in Test.
where is
I
like
mean,
a where is a destructive finisher like Rinku Singh or Nitish Kumar Reddy? Hardik Pandya, I'm
So I
sorry,
think
I think
that role is now on Hardik, Akshar, and Rishabh Pant.
Hardik is
That
sometimes
role
getting a
rests on
miss
those
with that
three.
finishing role.
They have to prove.
mm,
No, but who do you replace, right? My only question is that. See,
Yeah.
it's very good. Like I said at the start
mm.
of this conversation,
I,
you
I'm
pick
going to
one
make a
player that.
bit controversial call. I would have picked Nitish Reddy for maybe Hardik. Okay, because I like Nitish
Nitish
Reddy. He
Reddy
can
for
absorb
Hardik.
pressure.
That's a very big call. Wow.
Yeah. I'm just
No,
see. We are obviously
Like he's
just.
not
I'm
played
just
a single one
making
day
some.
match, yeah?
no, because you're
Ha,
not
he has,
Even
asking
for
for
Hardik
Hardik
to bowl
Hardik
Pandya
10
also
overs.
played 8
Though I
overs.
back Shikhar because you're not asking to bowl Hardik 10 overs.
And second,
also.
I would have not played Shami in this tournament. I would have picked Siraj instead of Shami. I would have not picked Shami because I feel Shami is still not completely match fit. I still feel that
So
Shami will
we'll get to Shami. I
has.
think that we didn't discuss very important point. What Ajit Agarkar
Hmm.
told about Shami. They are hoping that Shami will go through the T20s, the ODIs, build fitness and be 100% in Champions Trophy. Now, please note that this is a provisional squad that can be changed until February 13th. So if something about Shami is not right in the 6 limited overs games that he will play where he'll build up his workload, then I
Hmm.
think that call is still to be taken
So you are
on
saying there's
Shami.
a scenario we might go to the Champions Trophy without Shami and Bumrah both.
No, no, no.
Of
So
course, of
Bumrah,
course.
Bumrah is a different case. He doesn't need miles in his legs. See, Bumrah's thing
Hmm.
is, I'm sure if they picked him in the squad, let's be fair. Nobody is going to risk Bumrah. I mean, they'll all get sacked if they risk Bumrah. They just
Hmm.
cannot risk Bumrah losing another one more year of his cricketing whatever career. So if they have picked him, be rest assured that you know he is he is ready to be fit,
Yeah.
right? Obviously, Shami is a different question. He's fit. He's bowled in the Vijay Hazare. Only thing is miles in his legs and the speed at which he's bowling. They expect him to ramp that up. He's played, by the way, Shami has played Ranji Trophy,
Syed
Syed
Mushtaq.
Mushtaq Ali,
Syed Mushtaq.
and Vijay Hazare.
Yeah.
After all this, they've rested him, the entire
And they
Australia, for
didn't take
this
him to
very
BGT.
reason.
Yeah.
The very reason. That's the very reason why they picked him. Now also they're saying he's not 100% there, but we hope, given the progression that he's made from Ranji to SMAT to Vijay Hazare, that we hope in 1 month's time with 6 another games, he has enough under his belt after having missed 1 year of cricket to become the same bowler that he is. Now, come February 13th, if that is not the case, let's say he breaks down with another swollen knee or whatever, right?
Hmm.
Then obviously, you have that is where I have a problem with Harshit Rana over Siraj. Because that means now, if Shami misses out, it's not Siraj who comes in, it's actually
Hmm.
Harshit Rana.
Harshit Rana.
Right?
But we
And
still
that's
have
where I have
to
a problem.
manage Bumrah. What I feel is India should test him in the maybe first match against Bangladesh and then directly play him in the semi-finals because the schedule is very weird.
Hmm.
First match is on 20th against Bangladesh, second match 23rd against Pakistan. Then we have a very big gap. Directly the last match is against New Zealand is on 2nd. And the next
Are
semi-final
you
is on
think Bumrah
4th.
will not play against Pakistan? That's the biggest game of the year, man. Come on.
Oh,
No, not
maybe,
Definitely.
only
maybe,
that.
maybe.
No,
But
not
listen to
only
me.
that,
So after
Pratik.
that match against New Zealand on the 2nd, the semi-final is on 4th. So only 1 day gap between that time. And I
Pratik,
don't think Bumrah can play back-to-back
if
matches.
if
So
we are winning the Champions Trophy, if we want to win the Champions Trophy, we have to win all 5 games. Let me put it there, out there, right, for everyone. Because if you win the first 2 games and lose to New Zealand, right, you are still banking on net run rate, and you don't know who is going to bat first, bat second, by how much margin they're going to beat the others. The
correct.
only benefit, I think I'll call out Shikhar here, India have used one of its cards in this Champions Trophy, very snuggle little card. I don't know if you've noticed. India plays the last group stage game against New Zealand. Means we
Yes.
exactly know if we lose to one of Bangladesh or Pakistan, or if we were to lose to New Zealand, let's say, we exactly know by what margin we can afford to lose, or by what margin we have to beat New Zealand to make
I
the
think
semi-final.
I think other
So
thing might
to
happen is if Pakistan loses one of the match, they will say that India is going to manipulate in the last match and try to exit us somehow.
so here is the point. You BCCI has played its cards here also. To your point, Shikhar, of why don't we use our clout to make things happen? We did make that happen
Mm,
slightly in the West Indies, where we got all day games, right? And we won that
yeah,
tournament. And
yeah.
we are going to do that little push here also with us playing New Zealand in the last league game,
But
which
because of that,
means
the semi-final is in just after 1 day. That's the problem. Second and
no,
fourth.
that's fine. I would still say that that's fine. I think the travel of New Zealand also has been considered. They have to travel, Bangladesh and New Zealand, poor fellows, in the fight of India and Pakistan, have to travel between Dubai and Pakistan.
Lahore.
So
Lahore.
nobody's caring about these boards, unfortunately. It's
Mm.
almost always about
And we
India
have
and
the easier
Pakistan
group
and their
also.
success.
Just imagine if instead of Bangladesh, Sri Lanka would have qualified, then this group would have become more
No, no.
challenging.
If I